Okay, welcome everyone. Let's start. Hello. Okay, welcome everyone. Let's start lesson 4. Today lesson we go through L4 learning outcome 4. As you know, we set up. If you have any question, as soon as possible. So L4, which is about be able to develop plan for different project and to the development problems. So all will be discussion today, and key focus will be this one. Hello, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm keeping well. How are you keeping? You okay?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
How's weather there?
Yeah, it wasn't cold in the morning, but now I'm feeling very cold. I think it got colder at night.
Yes. Okay. Any question before starting? Here we
No, no. You
lucky
can start. You can start.
more meltdown, and the temperature is slightly better today. The 5 instead of negative. Yes, minus used to be. It's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
time of the year. Okay, so we'll start. So today we're looking at L4, which is learning outcome 4, be able to develop plan for tourism project to address international development problems. That will be the key, which we look in the relationship between tourism and other development areas and issues developing the tourism in the emerging economy and responsible tourism. That's all will be in our discussion. Tourism project can play a vital role in addressing international development problem to promote economic growth. Really, we'll go through developing effective plan, and that's implement sustainable. And this section will discuss about the framework, international development goals. Okay, so step to develop the tourism is need to be assessment the problem. We need to make sure identify, gather the data, information, and knowledge. Do the environmental scanning and look around the economic stagnation. Assess the potential tourism, create job and stimulate the local businesses. That's quite crucial. We'll go through the stakeholder analysis. Stakeholders mean anyone who has any interest in the business is called stakeholders. So please, if you want to look around the chapter of the book, it's called stakeholders, and next to that if you write the word Kaplan. Kaplan is a publisher, which we showed in the past as well, and you can find the chapter of the book, internal, external, connected, direct, indirect stakeholders. So possessive and active stakeholders. So we need to meet everyone interested. Setting the objective and the goals. Always set the SMART objective. SMART means specific, variable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And the local employment 20% within 3 years, through the development of the community-based tourism initiative. That can be example. We can set the objective with the time scale as well. We had a discussion about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Any organization working in tourism really we need to be decent work economic. There are the 17 goals set by SDG UNO development goals. One of them, which is goal 8, is decent work and economic growth, and 11 is sustainable cities and communities, like developing the city, which is its sustainable material, road infrastructure, and not using the land which is not available for the future generation. So meeting the needs of current generation without compromising the needs for the future generation is the key. Create a comprehensive project plan and outline the activities and timeline, the resources requirement, and the plan that include the construction eco-friendly lodges or training program for the local guides and the marketing campaign, target the eco-tourist. Okay, so we can look around the incorporate sustainable principle always. When we say sustainability, profit planning, and people, really we need to promote the culture, ensure the economic benefit and local community. Plan to use the solar energy. Really we need to look around, promote the culture, heritage to the establishment of every sharing model with the community. Implementation and the management, secure the funding, the resources, identify the potential funding source from the government and allocate resources efficiently, and apply the graph for international development organization and seek the partnership with the responsible tourism operator. Build local capacity, which is region. Capacity means increase capabilities and competencies of the local stakeholders, manage them their capability, put the right person at the right job, and conduct workshop, hospitality management, inject the money into and promote the local area. Local council can play the key role in the local area, monitor and evaluate and establish a monitoring and evaluate system in the organization, processes. Regular collect the data from the tourists those arrive. Like if you go, especially nowadays Saudi Arabia, there when you leave the country, the message come like you book and to the visas and all stuff. What do you think? How we can improve all these processes? And that's feedback is a feed forward. That's quite good. Promoting marketing project and develop marketing strategy. Really, we need to look around, create your marketing plan, highlight the unique aspect of the destination, which we need to be, launch the social media campaign and friendly accommodation activity. That's also engage with it with the tourism industry. Collaborative program need to be online platform. The partners like visas on arrival, the information all need to be clearly standardized. Example of the project, community-based project, ECO need to be assessment and problem identification, conduct the surveys, interviews, rural areas, unemployment. We need to look around, protect local cultures as well, engage with the community leaders and local government NGOs. Of course, non-governmental organization can play the key role in setting the objective, increase the local employment, 25% next 5 years, SDG, which we said decent work, and we can look around life on land. There also we promote project planning, develop eco-friendly lodges, train local resident, which we just mentioned, use solar panels and cultural practices, implement revenue sharing models, implement management funding and capacity building. That's work, arrange the workshop, hospitality and monitoring, regular evaluate the project impact on the employment, income, and the environment. Promoting marketing, we need to be looking around the marketing strategy, meeting the needs and the wants of the consumer and the customer, satisfying them, and look around. That's really we look at tourism marketing and engagement with the partner eco-tourism operators and travel agencies, include destinations, which we can look at. And then we can, of course, we can draw the conclusion we are really on the right path or not. What problem we have, how we can address it. Maybe the land, the resources, collaboration, information, liaison with various stakeholder involvement. 4.1 really is which we have all the background first, and then we look at the research development issues on international context. So Kenya is a country with the significant potential and the tourism in the reach of the natural and the cultural heritage. However, there are many, emerging economy. Kenya faces numerous development issues impacting the tourism industry. This section will explore about the Kenya with the context of international tourism and will provide the comprehensive analysis of the challenges and opportunities. Development issues can be infrastructure deficiencies, which is infrastructure including the roads, airport, motorways, and all these are quite crucial, which is every country's backbone for the economics, development, and the poor, infrastructure limit the accessibility to tourist destination and reduce the visitor satisfaction and hamper the growth of the tourism-related businesses. And roads, leading to the key, national park, such as which we can look at Mara and various other park. It can be example of any country. We need to look around the financial constraint. Of course, we can make the public-private partnership to address that problem. So the capital and financial resources and development expansion and facilities, and many local, tourism businesses struggle, to upgrade the services, and small, medium-sized SMEs, Kenya tourism sector, find the challenges to secure the funding improvement marketing. Please, if any issues, any question, you can ask. So.
Okay.
Social issues, really we need to look around the community involvement and benefits, issues. Insufficient involvement of the local community, tourism planning and development can lead to the social tension, inequality. So inequality, giving the job to the local people, that's, inequality will create many problems in society. So we have to look at fair share of the tourism benefits. If you earn money, so should be shares to the local community into uplifting their lives. In some regions, the local community feel excluding the decision-making process. So we have to look around. That's, bottom up and down approach. Now, centralized, you have to give the power to be locally, they make the decision. So skill and education, we have to look around the shortage of the skills, in the labor, and the inequalities in education, training, and the quality of the services. Service quality leads to customer satisfaction and leads to the loyalty. So it's very crucial. Many tourism workers in Kenya, the lack of the formal training. So we have to look around the training. We have to spend the money. Ultimately, this will boost, every pound you spend is a multiplier effect in economics. It can generate 200 pounds if it's a 1 pound it's spent and reuse it, carry on coming in the system. So environmental that's issue the rapid unregulated tourism development can lead to the environmental and as well including the pollution with distractions can be, and we can look on the resources not being properly in the waste. That's really we need to look around damaging and attractiveness of the tourist destination that can harm the local ecosystem. We have to protect the local ecosystem. We have to look the local forest and all wildlife conflicts. So like if we think about the Malaysia, Petronas Tower, various others, they very well protected the surrounding area. The climate change issue, the Kenya vulnerable to impact of the climate change. It can be tourism. There's extremely weather events, the change in diversity, which we need to look around. That's why there is a concept called circular economy, donut economy, and these, really we need to use the concept recycling. And the great, valleys is the major tourist attraction is experience of the changes in the weather pattern and affecting the migration and the pattern, the wildlife and the timing of the tourists, which we can look on political instability that's also created a conflict, and it's the trust of the tourists, can drop the policies carry on changing. Ultimately, it can be reduced, tourists. So past, election related to the violence in Kenya, that's hugely impacted, the safety concern and regulatory framework issues. We can look on inequalities. Poor, enforce of the regulation can lead to the lack of, industry standard. So we have to look around. We have to improve continuous improvement. So we have to look around continuous improvement into a hospitality industry. So unsustainable tourism practices we need to reduce. Inconsistently enforcement or environmental legislation that need to be tough legislation. Those companies not following, they should be because they are harming the local culture. So addressing the development issue through the tourism project, improve the infrastructure action, invest in upgrading the roads and airports and public, and we look the public-private partnership, which we just mentioned earlier. That's and three national park, in that sector can be, and they generate money like, the road contract and various can be outsourced. So we need to look around the financial support SMEs, need to give them, and we need to establish the microfinance, SMEs in the private sector can give money. And then of course, they can get money out of it when the tourism will boost. So ensure the active participation of the local community, tourism planning and decision making, implement the community-based tourism project, the local management and operational activities, and ensure, the fair distribution of that. Skill development, that's also crucial. We have to develop the colleges and institute and develop the courses, and in line why the people is going just Switzerland to do these, hospitality courses. Why not in our own country can be linked to the connections, and then we'll carry on doing research that will help, to improve the sustainability tourism practices and protect the national resource. Biodiversity as well, we can look around, the eco-tourism initiative focus on the conservation efforts, such as those, ECAs, or various other emphases, wildlife and conservation and the community-based project. Enhance the regulatory framework, really. We need to look around, regulatory. We maybe introduce the environmental tax. Those companies are, those promote, like using renewables or wind farm, or those are promoting these, so we can give them benefit to those. Conclusion, the development of issues in Kenya sector can be multi-phased, empowering the local social, economic, and political dimension. Addressing these challenges can be coordinated effort among the various stakeholders, involvement, public-private sector, local community, international organization. By investing on the infrastructure, promote the community involvement and enhance the skill, educate, in adopting sustainable practices and certain regulatory, which we need to look at. Leverage of the tourism drive to the inclusive and sustainable development. 4.2, which we need to look around, well, the plan to address these issues, So in Kenya, tourism sectors present, the unique opportunity to address the variety of, these issues, which we just mentioned, economic, social, and project plan, and to create the sustainably inclusive tourism model, which is benefit to the local community, national cultural sources, and enhance the overall visitor, their expectation and their satisfaction level. So improve the infrastructure, enhance the financial support, promote the community involvement, look around the development skills, education program, and implement sustainable development, and the regulatory. We can look around the project scope, ultimately location. Kenya focusing is the key tourist destinations, such as various the location, coastal regions, and duration can be 5 years. Stakeholders, government agencies, local NGOs, investment, international development organization, and educational institution tourists. So we can look around the project phases, planning and research, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation for these. Then we can look around the needs of the stakeholders. We need to develop a strategy to meet, we can use the Mendel's law stakeholders mapping. That's, quite crucial. Map what their wishes, desire, and what their interest, and what their power and interest metrics, which we can use, so we can label them, and we can make the strategy to meet everyone, keep them happy. Ultimately, this promotes sustainability. Detailed need assessment report and stakeholder engagement plan, setting the objective and the goals, define the SMART goal, which we set specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, and project objective document and project plan document. So we can use the Microsoft project to plan the things where we can enlist, all the variables. So upgrade the road and infrastructure, improve the public utilities, we look around the eco-friendly delivery, upgrade, transportation infrastructure, enhance the public utilities and eco-friendly tourist facilities. Financial support can be established microfinance, provide business development services, microfinance program, like, getting money from the local deposited, those are rich people, and investing on and promoting the local, promoting the community involvement, implement, community-based project, maybe road cleaning, road infrastructure, planting tree, and various other projects, cycling, competition, and various fair distribution of the tourism benefit can be, and the community-based tourism initiative, community-managed tourism resources and revenue sharing. We can look around the activity development and deliver training program, hospitality and tourism management, and partner with the educational institution, local in the research, linking university with the industries. That is quite crucial. Tourism program and the workshop and partnership agreement and education certification, that's also crucial. Implement the promote eco-tourism in conversation, in which we need to look around the project, we can convert them, resources use effectively, eco-tourism project, sustainable tourism, and waste management, the waste collection company. We need to be, maybe we can hire internationally, review, create the tourism, the enforcement mechanism. So you have the control room in place, police, maybe we can use AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and various other technology to implement these, regulatory frameworks, sustainable. So ongoing monitoring activities, regular, collect the data, KPI indicators, the crime rate per capita population, and we can look around these KPI monitoring reports and stakeholder review meeting evaluation reports. Also very important, comprehensive project impact and combining finding, and then final project evaluation report and recommendation can be drawn. Like here, infrastructure improvement, how much money required, community-based skill development, sustainable, regulatory framework, and managing. These are another on this project will cost the budget. Risk identification, risk will set probability, and we need to look around the mitigation of the risk, these risks, how we can mitigate, diversify through insurance, health, the travel insurance, and the, in the local hospitals and various other, like Turkey, very well linked, these things, the risk monitoring bodies continue to monitor the risk and plan. Risk can be marketing risk, reputation risk. And the conclusion, we can look around developing the comprehensive project plan can be huge impact by focusing on the infrastructure, SMEs involvement, stakeholders, effective stakeholders management that have continuous monitoring. And then this, we have the source of the reference. Okay, so any development we really do. So if we really want to look around further, I just quick, show you stakeholder analysis model. Quite good, please. Can you see?
Yeah. No, I cannot see. Sorry.
Okay, so,
I can see the project budget slide, if that's what you're talking about.
So risk management, that it will write the word cap market. So we can look around the risk management strategy. See? So likelihood. So is a Kaplan. Can you see now?
Yeah, I can see.
So this is Tara and Sarah approach of risk. Tara is transfer risk, avoid risk. Yes, response to risk. So if we don't do the business, of course, won't be any risk. We can look at risk identification, risk assessment, risk planning, and risk monitoring. We can potential risk in all areas which we can, and that's which we can use it. What are the chances, high low, how we can reduce and mitigate. So that can be look around in hospitality industry, and we discuss about stakeholders. Stakeholders analysis is very important, which we can use this stakeholder analysis model, internal, external stakeholder, like employees what they want, managers what they want, local community what they want, customers what they want, what their expectations. So we can look around these examples. And then we have the metrics is given by which is called power interest metrics that can be looked around. And if we look here, we can list all the stakeholders. Some they have a low power and low interest, and power interest metric, and we can try to be the strategy. We need to keep informed, minimum effort required. So we can engage and we can make the strategy for it. Okay, that's which we can look around. In next area can be explore about sustainability. Make the sustainable. So that's sustainability, meeting the needs of current generation without compromising the needs of the
current. Yeah.
So which we can focus on. So also our triple bottom line concept, which can be looked around. So this is all from my end. Any question you have, please?
Yeah, so throughout the lecture, Kenya was used as an example, but for my assignment, I think I can choose any country, correct?
Yes, you can choose Pakistan if you want to. Yes.
No, I'll choose probably something else.
No, we fine. We can look around Karachi, we can look around sustainability problem. Yes, so infrastructure and thing, yes, not involving the local stakeholders, just the central government or provisional government making all the policies, and that need to be addressed.
Okay.
That can be example.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so that's all from the end, and hope I'll speak to you during our next lesson. We'll do assignment discussion and share with you all the relevant resources. And in between, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We are on the WhatsApp and you have my email as well.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, next week will be the assignment discussion.
Yes, so on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
this week, Wednesday.
Yes, so we'll do assignment discussion and happy days then. Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.